Welcome to the Info Studio channel. Today, I will show you how to create an admin panel using React.js. In the upcoming videos, we will connect this project to a MySQL database and create APIs using Node.js. So, let's get started. Let's start by taking a look at how our admin panel will look. Here is the login page. Let's log in and see the admin panel interface. As you can see, I am using a purple color theme for this project. Here we are successfully logged in. By the way, we are also going to see React router setup for routing purpose. Let's take a look at the other components we will be creating. We will design a sidebar that can collapse using a toggle button located in the nav bar. The sidebar will include items like dashboard, users, and settings. Currently, only the dashboard page is created, but in upcoming videos, we will also create the users and settings pages. Now, on the dashboard page, we have 4 boxes to display sales information, with the 4th box dedicated to a premium upgrade option. Below these boxes, there are 2 types of graph: a bar graph to display the sales chart, and a circular graph to analyze spending. Below the graph, we have a transaction list that includes details like code, date, amount, tax, and the total amount. At the bottom, there is a footer containing sections for the company name, a Contact Us link, and an About Us section. Lastly, let's not forget about the nav bar. In the nav bar, we will include a toggle button, notifications, messages, and a profile option. There is also logout option which, when clicked, will navigate us back to the login page. Let's start creating the admin panel. First, we will create our React app project. Go to the folder where you want to save your React project, and from that folder, open a command prompt. Let me first show you which Node.js version I am using. Here you can see my Node version 20.18.0. Now, type the command npx create-react-app-admin-panel. Now press enter. Here starts your project getting created. Please wait till your project gets created completely. Once your project is created completely, exit the command prompt using exit command. Open Visual Studio, and navigate to the folder where you created your project. Here, you can see that our project has been created. To run this project, click on Terminal and then select the New Terminal option. In the terminal, type npm start to start the application. This will launch the default application. Here you can see all unnecessary files are removed from source folder, except index.js file. Now let's remove all unnecessary imports from index.js file. Let's start by creating our file structure as shown. Let's start by creating the directories we need in the source folder. In the terminal, type the command mkdir space src \components. This command will create a components folder inside the source folder. As shown here, let's create the remaining two directories pages and styles. Now type command new -item space -path space src \components -namespace _dashboard.js space -item type space in _ file. This command will create dashboard.js file inside components folder. For users on macOS or Linux, use the echo command instead of new -item to create new file. Here you can see, mistakenly I have added dashboard.js file into components folder. Let's remove it using command remove -item space src \components \dashboard.js. By using the same commands as described here, you can see that I have created the entire admin panel file structure. Now, we can proceed with building the admin panel. You might be wondering, didn't I just mention deleting unnecessary files like index.css, app.css, and similar ones? Well, you're seeing these files again because it's important to delete them initially. This practice helps you develop a good habit of creating the necessary files from scratch. Now, we are going to start by creating our login page. The login page will be displayed first, and after a successful login, the user will be navigated to the admin panel dashboard page. To achieve this functionality, we need to install the React Router DOM library. Let's begin by installing this library using the command npm install react-router-dom. Once the library is installed, we can proceed. The React Router DOM library provides a use navigate hook, which allows us to redirect users to different routes.
For this login page, we will focus on adding routing functionality and designing the user interface with animations. Let's break down the code step by step. At the very beginning of the file, we import React to create and manage components. Next, we import the use navigate hook from the React Router DOM library. This hook enables navigation between different routes in our application. After this, we import the login CSS file to style the login page. We will review the login CSS file in detail after completing the login.js code. We define our React page and name it login. Inside this page, we create a local variable called navigate and declare it as a constant. This variable will hold the navigation function provided by the use navigate hook. With this function, we can redirect users to different routes within the application. For instance, you might want to add a sign-up button to this login page. Clicking the button would redirect users to a sign-up page from the same login page. Here, the handle login function is triggered when the login button is clicked. Inside the handle login function, the first step is to call event.preventDefault function. This function prevents the default form submission behavior, which is refreshing the page. You might wonder why we need to prevent this default behavior. Here's the reason. Suppose, after clicking the login button, you want to show an animation or make an API call. These functionalities won't work if the page refreshes due to the default behavior. By using event prevent default function, we ensure that the page does not refresh, allowing us to execute custom logic like animations or API calls seamlessly. After preventing the default behavior, we can proceed to add authentication logic. Currently, we are not adding any authentication logic. In the next step, we use the navigate function in which path is mentioned to redirect the user to the admin panel's dashboard page.
Now let's go through the return component of this login page step by step. The div tag with the class login container wraps the entire login form. This is done primarily for styling purposes. I am assuming you're familiar with basic HTML tags. We've added an H2 element, which displays the title Login. This serves as a heading for the login form. Next, we've added a form tag. The form tag is used to collect user input and either submit it to a server or handle it programmatically. The onSubmit attribute is linked to the handle login function. This means when the form is submitted, such as when the user clicks the login button, the handle login function is triggered. We've included two input elements, one for the username and one for the password. By specifying the required attribute for these fields, we ensure that the user cannot submit the form unless both fields are filled out. In React, onSubmit is an event listener that fires when the form submission occurs.
The Submit button is included to allow users to submit the form. And this last line export default login simplifies routing and modular development by allowing you to import the page into the routing configuration or other components with minimal effort.
Let's take a look at the login CSS code. The fifth